Hello and welcome back to the Letterbox Podcast, the place where people share the letters they've written in the moments of life that changed them. Before we begin today's letter, if you've been enjoying these episodes, I'd love for you to follow the podcast, leave a review, or share an episode with someone who you think might enjoy it. Every share helps these stories reach the people who need to hear them. And these letters, they really deserve to be heard. This week on the Letterbox Podcast, I'm doing something a little different because I've actually got 3 letters from one person. And together, these letters tell a story. The letters were sent to me by Ange. She's 41 years old and currently in the middle of completely rebuilding her life. Last year, she truly believed she had found the person she was going to marry. They spoke about marriage, children, growing old together, and all the ordinary moments that make up life. She loved him more deeply than she'd ever loved anyone. But what she didn't know was that the relationship she believed she was in wasn't the relationship she was actually living. Ange told me that over time, she discovered repeated betrayals and secrets that completely shattered her trust. She also told me it's not the first time it's happened to her, but this was the most painful. Ange said something that really stayed with me. And it was that walking away wasn't the hardest part. The hardest part was grieving someone who was still alive, whilst also grieving the future she'd already imagined for herself. During this season of her life, the letters became a way for her to make sense of her heartbreak, honour the love she'd had, and slowly find her way back to herself. And that is what this trilogy is about. The first letter is about letting go of someone she thought was her forever. The second is about rediscovering who she is after losing both the relationship and the identity she'd built around it. And the third, a letter to her future child. A reminder that even after immense loss, she still believes in love, hope, and the family she dreams of creating one day. Since writing these letters last year, life's already started changing for Ange. When I was speaking with her, she was preparing to travel around Europe on her own, and later this year said she's hoping to start a new chapter teaching English in South Korea. She said for the first time in a long time, her future feels unwritten again. And whilst that used to terrify her, it now fills her with curiosity. So Ange, thank you for trusting me with your words. And thank you for allowing your story to be shared. She hopes that someone, somewhere listening today, hears this and realizes that the end of one chapter doesn't mean the end of their story. Sometimes the life you grieve is simply making space for the one you never imagined. So, let's open Ange's first letter. This one is Dear Him. Dear Him, I never loved anyone more than I loved you in this lifetime. But I also know more love is yet to come for me. For the longest time, I believed our souls had found each other. I thought that no matter how difficult our story became, somehow we would find our way back to one another. I believed love could heal what honesty could not. I believed patience could build what trust had already started to lose. I know now that love, by itself, is not enough. It took me a long time to accept that. I spent months replaying conversations, wondering which version of us was real. The man who held my hand, the man who told me I belonged with him, the man who dreamed about a future with me, or the man who kept parts of his life hidden until they found me instead. The hardest part was not losing you. It was losing the future I'd quietly built around us. I grieved birthdays we would never celebrate together, trips we would never take, a home that would never exist, children I imagined, ordinary Tuesdays, tiny moments that never happened, but somehow still broke my heart when they disappeared. I wanted so badly to believe that if I loved you well enough, deeply enough, consistently enough, we would become the story I thought we were writing. But love cannot carry two people when only one is carrying the truth. For a long time, I wondered if you ever loved me at all. Thank you for the love you gave me. Thank you for the lessons I never wanted. And thank you for showing me that the greatest love story I still have left to live is the one I will write myself. I don't hate you. I don't carry revenge in my heart. I carried love for too long to replace it with bitterness now. What I carry instead is acceptance. Not because everything makes sense, but because I've stopped asking life to rewrite what already happened. I hope we both become people who no longer need to hurt others to survive our own pain. And if our souls ever meet again in another lifetime, I hope they meet with honesty first. I release us both with compassion, gratitude, and peace. Ange, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing something that's so vulnerable and for writing about heartbreak with such honesty and also so much compassion. There's so much in this letter about love and grief and acceptance and choosing yourself, but also that ability to move on and let go, which is not easy. If you're listening today and any part of Ange's words felt familiar, I hope you know you really are not alone. This is only the beginning of Angie's story, and over the next 2 episodes, we'll hear the next parts of her journey. The letter to herself, and the letter to the future child she still dreams of meeting one day. So please come back for those. They really are very special. If you'd like to support the Letterbox Podcast, please follow the show, leave a review, and share an episode with someone who you think might like to hear these. And remember, if you've written a letter, maybe one you've never sent, or one you've kept hidden away, or one that you finally feel ready to share, I would love to read it. Thank you again for listening. And I'll see you here for the next letter from Ange.